Jordan.
Ian.
What has 4 nipples, looks like they have faces for radio and voices for silent movies?
My dad.
No. 2 guys. What's up? Hello everybody and welcome to episode 1 of 2 Guys What's Up. We are the guys from the joke that you heard at the top of the show, the guys that you don't really want to hear or see, but I guess you're half in luck because you don't actually have to see us, but we will be in your ears. My name is Ian and I am joined by my good friend Jordan. How are you?
Hello, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I am sick.
Well, this will be good.
Yeah, well, I think you're sick as well, aren't you?
And the tail end of it, yeah.
Right.
So it's likely we're going to cough, aren't we, throughout this?
Yesterday I was dying. Like, I was on 1% life, but luckily...
Did you charge yourself?
I did. I had a good sleep, and I am fully recharged. But it's funny because, as this is the first episode, I probably won't actually sound like this in the next episode because I have sick voice.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it could linger forever, and this could be how you sound.
This might be my new voice.
Yeah? We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, hopefully my wife doesn't leave me if I sound like this.
She did say that, but actually, we won't go there.
She texted you, by the way, if he sounds like this forever, mate, I'm sick of him, I'm out of here. Why would she just randomly text you that out of the blue? Oh, hey, Jordan, by the way. Oh, hi, how's it going? Oh, yeah, just watch to tell you I'm leaving Ian because he sounds like a dickhead. What have you been up to?
Getting over sickness.
Good.
And working. Doing lots of working, not much play.
I've been getting into sickness and also working.
It's a great thing for this time of year. Nice festive vibes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you put the tree up, you cough yourself to sleep. Brilliant time.
Oh, I love it, yeah. Lemon and honey all the way.
So, episode 1. It's been a long time in the making, but we're here now. It's only the 19th take at the moment, so I'm still feeling positive. I'm irritated, but I'll power through.
Nice.
Hopefully you're feeling all right.
We'll find out.
We will find out. Let's see what happens.
Proof's in the Christmas pudding.
Oh, festive jokes.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't get any better.
I think this is actually going to come out after Christmas as well, so people will be, like, sick of it already.
Well, yeah. It's probably worth us making note that we are halfway through December as we speak, and as we record.
It's 12 days till Christmas.
On the 12th... No.
Right, so for the first part of the show, Jordan, I thought that we would do a little get to know you for you. So I've thought up 10 questions.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that you are going to be able to just answer them, just let the audience just get in on your life.
Cool, okay.
Get a real feel for who you are.
Nice. And should I say I've also prepared a couple of questions to get to know you.
Oh, very nice.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to do it as one question each, or do you want to rattle through a few and then I'll rattle through a few? It's up to you.
Well, my questions, they kind of carry on from each other, so...
Okay, so we won't do that.
Yeah, how about I do my turn, then you do your turn?
Okay, deal.
Okay, right, so, questions. Number 1. What is your name?
Jordan.
Jordan, that's your real name, yeah?
Yeah, Jordan.
Not your radio name. Jordan.
What would be my radio name? That's a good question. Jordan.
Yeah.
Took me a while to think of that one.
What is your favourite hobby?
Do I have to choose one? Because I have two.
Well, tell us both of them, and then
Okay.
choose the one that you would want to keep forever.
Ooh.
If you had to choose only one.
Okay, so my two, and you know this, but no one else listening will, is magic. I do card magic, and that's something I've done for decades now.
No way,
and
I didn't know.
Music. No, of course you didn't know, no at all. This is brand new to you.
Yeah.
And music, yeah. So
very nice.
That is what I do for a job. I teach guitar. So.
Oh, very nice. I'm learning so much about you.
I'm sure you are.
I'm just talking to you as if I'm one of the audience.
Okay, yeah. Well, I thought you were for a second, actually.
So, how long have you been practicing these hobbies?
Magic, it must be at least 20 years now. That's ridiculous.
That is crazy.
That's a long time. And it was around Christmas when I got into it as well, because like I mentioned before, I'm into card magic, but most kids aren't at that age. Cards are not really an interesting thing, but it's all that we had in, like as a family. It was a deck of cards, and so I ended up picking it up, and I don't know if even YouTube was a thing back then. It probably wasn't, but there was online tutorials for things that you could buy, and that's how I got into it. So 20 years is ridiculous.
Very nice. So what was your first deck? This is a side question.
It would have been a really rubbish bridge size card, and most people who's listening to this probably will think, what's a bridge size card? Well, they're the size of a standard deck of cards in the UK, whereas in the US and many other parts of the world you can get a poker size deck, which is just slightly wider, which is type that I tend to like to use just because that's what I'm used to. So it was, for me, a crappy bridge-sized deck. Probably a Waddington's deck or something that had been sat in a pool of water.
Sat in a pool of piss and shame.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't actually...
That's all I had for Christmas.
I didn't actually know that about bridge decks being UK standard.
Yeah, if you get a deck of cards, like, you know, in the supermarket or anything, they're probably going to be bridge-sized.
That's ridiculous because they are horrible.
They are, yeah, they're not very nice. So if anyone's got some, I would absolutely recommend you just get some bicycle cards. Bicycle 808 rider back playing cards. You'll never look back.
And they are cheap.
Yeah, well, not so much anymore, but then again, nothing is.
Very true.
But compared to some others, well, that's a topic for another day.
Okie dokie, so question number 4. Jordan, if you'd like to share with us your national insurance number, credit card number, and the 3-digit code on the back, please.
Yeah, that is J.
Jordan.
And you wouldn't want my credit card number because you won't get very much out of it, really.
At least enough for a rider back.
Well, if you're lucky. Depends if I pay it off.
I was just thinking you could buy our audience some merchandise or something. You know, some two guys what's up mug or something like that, which hasn't actually been created yet. But...
Yeah, well, yeah. Unless, well, the name of the podcast is maybe quite obvious, isn't it? As a bit of a rip on an old video.
Oh, yes.
Way back when that circled. You know, as long as they didn't mistype that and get that merchandise.
Oh, God, yeah. That'd be disgusting.
That wouldn't be good.
I hope everyone out there knows exactly what we're talking about. If you don't, then I was going to say do some research, but you don't want to really see the video.
No, you don't really.
No.
It involves a cup, doesn't it?
It
That's
does.
about all we'll say.
Yeah, and not two guys.
No.
But that's all we're going to say.
Yeah. Fill the blanks in. Or the cup.
Oh, Question number 5. You play guitar. How long have you been playing for?
Guitar, not quite as long as the Magic, but it must be about 15 years.
Nice one.
So it's been, again, a bit of a while. I mean, it's making me feel really old now.
Sorry.
You will be. Yeah, so, and that's been a pretty continuous thing.
So in that time, you must have learned a lot about chords and time signatures, because music is basically maths.
Absolutely, yeah.
So using your math skills, question number 6, Jordan, is... how many frozen sausages do you think you could fit up your bum?
Slightly less when they're frozen. When they're thawed, you can sort of thumb them in a little easier.
You thumb it up there a bit better.
So, you know, if they're Richmond as well.
Yeah, the thin ones.
Tends to be a little easier.
So what's your final number?
It's about a pack of 9.
Pack of 9.
Just 6 if they're frozen.
Just don't even take them out of the packet. Just squidge them. Squidge them into one big one.
The little secret is you have to make a little hole in the packet to get rid of the air.
Oh, yeah. I'll remember that next time I do some sausage stuffing.
Well, yeah. That'll be, yeah. Lovely, just for Christmas.
Oh, fantastic.
Christmas dinner.
That's more reminiscent to the that old video, which our name is based on.
That's very true.
So, how did you learn to record and mix so well?
I would argue that I don't, but...
I think you do. I mean, you've sent me a load of songs that you've done, and other people have sent me music, and yours sounds head and shoulders above.
That's very kind. The people that sent you stuff, are they deaf?
I haven't asked.
Oh, maybe you did and they didn't
Or I
reply.
have asked and they just haven't. Yeah, they haven't heard me.
That's very kind of you to say. It's just trial and error. I mean, more now these days. I do quite a bit of studying on YouTube and other platforms of how to do X, Y, or Z, and I actually try and take it quite seriously now. But yeah, it's just trial and error. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, if something sounds okay, or good, then how you got there doesn't really matter.
That's true. I mean, it's just when you send me stuff, it's like it sounds like a song. You know, it's mixed, it's panned, the levels are done, you can hear it. It sounds like a song you could hear on the radio. I mean, I've shown my parents stuff that you sent me that I've done drums to. And I was like, oh, listen to this song. And they're like, oh, who's that? And I'm like, it's me and Jordan. And they're like, oh, no way, I thought it was a real song. Well, you know, not that it's not a real song, but, you know, they thought it was like something from the radio or something.
I'll have to remember to pay them next time.
Yeah. There, your check's in the mail. Yeah, other people have sent me stuff, and it sounds, you know, sort of really demo-y, like when you record like on your phone or something.
It's funny you say that because I completely think that what I send to you sounds really demo-y. I mean, particularly some of the last couple of things that I've sent you, which were really old demos. I mean, they sound pretty pants because they were recorded on an iPad.
But even then, I mean, they still sound pretty good. Do you want to upload a snippet or something in this bit?
Oh, we can do. I can share a little something that we have maybe worked on together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Again, I mean, the whole point of this is that it's not at all properly mixed, not mastered, probably not even really finished, but you could have maybe a sneaky listen of something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. For anyone that doesn't know, by the way, I'm a drummer, and Jordan and I work together writing music. I'm like a little session musician for Jordan. He sends me stuff and he's like, here, drum bitch, do this.
Yeah, drum bitch, that's what you are in my contacts on my phone. Message drum bitch.
In my phone, your lovely friend.
Actually, that's something to say, isn't it? That in my phone, you are actually musical Ian.
And in my phone, you are magical Jordan.
And it's perfect.
It is perfect.
It's like yin and yang.
Such good friends.
So I'm going to play you a little bit of a slightly rocky song that's quite new at the moment, but Ian put some nice drums to it and actually made it sound like it's a real thing. So I hope you enjoy. Anyway, that's enough of that.
So, when you're doing all this mixing, do you prefer to use Logic or GarageBand?
I prefer to use Logic.
Oh, yeah, I see you're an elitist.
No, it's only because you have a little bit more flexibility with mixing and even the recording, actually. I mean, with GarageBand, I really struggled to even find a way of recording two things at once. It took me a while to find that, but Logic, it's pretty straightforward.
I understand it's only the best for 9 sausage Jordan.
Or 6 frozen.
6 frozen. I think this is probably the most important question of the lot. Who was your favourite Power Ranger?
I forgot they actually have it. The thing is, I used to actually really enjoy Power Rangers, and I used to have some of the...
That's why I asked.
I even used to have some of the... what do you call them? The Transformers?
Zords.
Yeah. I used to have some of them as a kid. I loved it. Probably the red one.
The red one. Jason.
Was it?
Jason, yeah, it was.
Are
yeah.
you actually being genuine?
Yeah. I know all the names. There was the original ones anyway. So the red one was Jason. The Black Ranger was Zach. The Pink Ranger was Kim. Was it Kim? Or was that her real name?
Maybe.
The Yellow Ranger was Trinity. The Blue Ranger was Billy, and the White Ranger was Tommy.
I mean, I want to say that you're making that up, but I think you could be right.
I am dead right. I don't know why I remember that. My brain is stupid, apparently. It remembers the most ridiculous things like, hey, Ian, get some money out. Oh, I can't remember my PIN, but I can tell you all the names of the Power Rangers.
Is that why you asked me for mine?
Yeah. Yeah, I really need to get some Christmas presents, mate.
You might be able to get a bicycle rider back.
Give one of them to everyone. But not you. You have enough cards.
I don't have enough, unfortunately.
There's never enough cards.
Should actually probably mention this. I mean, we'll probably touch on it another point, but I have about 1,000 decks of cards in my house.
I thought I had a lot. I've got about 170.
Which is also a lot, isn't it?
It's also, yeah.
Anyone that doesn't play with cards in the way that we do, 100 plus decks of cards is a ridiculous amount anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I dare say anyone having 3 decks of cards in the house is probably a lot.
Yeah. If you ask someone for a deck of cards, it's probably going to be one deck that might be missing a few cards, possibly.
Yeah.
It might be a full deck if you're lucky. And even then, it'll have been sat in beer and
piss and
all
shame.
Crimped. Ready for that Christmas cheer.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask one of us, it's like, right, take your pick. You can't open these ones. These cost £1,000, so don't open them. These ones...
Absolutely. So yeah, we have a lot of cards.
Yeah.
But never feels like enough.
Never enough. Funnily enough, I only have 1 drum kit. No, 2 if you count my electric one.
Yeah, and I have 5 guitars, I think.
Bloody hell, pal. I think we're just collecting ridiculous amounts of things.
And even there's a guitar in France that's mine at my...
Oh, really?
yeah.
At your in-laws?
In-laws, yeah. So I've got them scattered across the world at this point, if you call Europe.
Making your mark everywhere. Right, Jordan, we are on to my final question.
Oh dear, okay.
Right, are you ready for this? This is a biggie.
Do I need to nimble up?
I think you probably should.
Okay.
So, in our trailer, we talked about putting the world to rights. So, I think with this question, I think we'll probably do just that. So, Jordan, I'll take a deep breath for this one. With the current decline of social economics and the rise of AI and advanced technologies, what would you propose in order to halt the decrease of the social standards intruding on the lives of the many, boosting the funds of the public in many households around the UK, while also keeping our country out of the lion jaws of inflation?
Well, I mean, it's quite simple, really. Firstly, destroy every computer, destroy every hard drive, every server, every iPhone and electronic device that sits in the hands of the many, pointing heads down and keeping our minds off the current, but not without first using our present level of technology to redirect the funds of the rich to the needy. And who's the needy? Me! I will be a kind and fair leader. No electronic money will exist and paper will be valuable. You would be given jobs specific to your skills and you would be paid fairly for your craft. Life will be simple. There will be only one elite and that elite will be me. Your living God King, Jordan. AI? Gone. Debt? Gone. Inflation? Gone. The economy? Booming. What's that? You miss Malcolm in the Middle? To the dungeon with you! Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else?
No, that's good enough for me, thanks.
Good. Okay, nice. Well, I'll get on to yours then.
Okie dokie.
So, getting to know Iain. I've kind of written a few here that might actually require some thought.
Are we just going to brush over the fact that you're an aspiring dictator?
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, fair enough.
It's all good. So your first question, Iain.
Hit me!
What is your most prized possession?
My most prized possession? I would probably have to say... I mean, I don't really own a lot. I mean, there's things in the house. There's a lot of things in the house, but
Yeah.
it's all, the family's. It's not mine. The only thing I really own is my drum kits and my cards.
You can only choose one.
Only choose one. Most prized possession. Probably my collection of Orbit cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So you choose them over the Jerry's Nugget?
Can I just say cards? And then keep them all?
You can just say cards.
Okay, I'll just say cards.
Okay, and number 2. What would you say is the greatest accomplishment in your life thus far? I mean, maybe aside from the marriage and kids,
Yep.
which are amazing milestones.
Probably finishing uni, maybe.
Okay.
I was the first person in my family to go to uni and to gain that level of qualification, so I kind of feel that maybe like a starting point, that I can then say to my kids to move on and do that sort of thing. So I think that was quite the accomplishment, even though it didn't really do anything for me. But
Well, I mean, also to survive Barnsley was huge.
You got it. Said it in one.
So I'd say that definitely tops that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, number 3. If you could possess instantly, what skill would you most like to learn?
To be honest, if I could gain one skill instantly, it would be like to be a better drummer, because
Really?
yeah, because I don't think I'm amazing, right? I know I can play, but it's like when you watch people on TV, it's all like sort of flashy and like just amazing. And people have always said to me, "Oh, why don't you start YouTube doing drumming?" And it's like people wouldn't want to watch me because I don't do the sort of things that people on YouTube watch.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
I mean, I've actually said this to you before, haven't I? Or TikTok or something like that.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it'd just be boring because I'm not that good, really.
So you're saying I should get another drummer?
Please don't.
For what it's worth, I think you do a fab job.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So,
I know I'm proficient, and I can play, and I can, if I think about something. I think creativity is more my penchant. Because, like, I can listen to a song and maybe think of something that somebody else might not have, and, like, play it a bit differently, maybe. But, yeah, it's like, I was self-taught, so I didn't have lessons where people would teach me things. So things like rudiments were never top of my list. Rudiments you're supposed to practice every day. They're called rudiments because they're the rudimental points of drumming, but I'd never learnt them. I was just focused on doing really fast drum rolls and stuff because that's what I thought it was. But it's not until later in life where I've started to do things like rudiments and stuff like that. So
Interesting.
I would want to be a better drummer.
So it's grown as you have.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's kind of nice, though. I quite like that. Okay, so moving on. So number 4, what is the most ridiculous nightmare you've ever had, if you can remember?
Actually, funny you should say that. I have never had a nightmare.
You're joking? Never?
Not joking. I've never once had a nightmare.
Nothing that's kind of made you just wake up in the night worried?
Nope, not at all.
Really?
Never.
Nothing?
Not at all.
Can you make something up?
Once I dreamt I was doing a podcast with this really creepy guy called Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. I've heard of him.
Jordan, he's, terrifying.
Sausage bum.
Sausage bum.
Oh, no, because that might stick now. That's awful.
Come on, sausage bum. Next question.
Moving on. Okay, so number 5. Without naming them, can you tell me an inside joke that you have with another friend or family member that will make absolutely no sense to anybody else, but just make sense to you? If you can say it, I don't know.
There are some that I have with my wife, which I don't really think I could say. No, I don't think so.
I'll tell you what, shall I tell you one of mine?
Go on then.
So this is actually with my dad, and you know, if you spoke to my dad and asked him this, he would happily tell you.
Okay.
Don't know how it started, but we, in a loving way, we call each other Tosser. So it would be like, you know, morning Tosser on a text. It's, you know, like not every second word is that, but yeah, that's just what we say to each other. And I don't know how it started, but that's something that you say to somebody else and think, well, that's just a bit weird, and it is.
Maybe I do have something like that, because every morning I get a text from my dad saying, "All right, dickhead."
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's not true.
Is it? Do you mean it's from my dad?
Yeah. No, from your dad I get, "Oh, up, darling."
Okay, number 6.
Number 6.
So, what would you say is your strangest irrational fear?
Grey aliens.
Yeah, see, I thought that would be the one.
Yeah.
Because you are pretty terrified at the thought, aren't you?
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea why. But
you've never had a nightmare?
Never had a nightmare. The only thing that I would think would come close to a nightmare, but I don't actually remember it, is... Right, now, this is quite a weird story. So when I was younger, my brother and I shared a room, and he had one bed, obviously, and I was in the bed across the room. And I woke up with him over me, like, being like, "What's wrong, Ian? What's wrong?" Like really scared. And I woke up and I was like, "What? Wait, what's going on? Like, why?" I was only about 6 or 7. I was like, "What are you doing?"
That's weird.
And he was like, "You were crying and screaming and like complaining about pain in your head." And I was like, "No, I'm fine."
But you had no recollection?
I had no recollection of it.
Wow.
And it got to the point where my parents called a doctor out to have a look at me. But I was absolutely fine. But yeah, so, I mean, I don't remember what happened during that.
That's weird.
But I woke up but yeah, aliens. Like I've quite a big love of the paranormal.
We both share that, yeah.
Yeah, like I'd say we're probably both open-minded skeptics. I think is probably the best way of putting it. But yeah, like ghosts. I mean, goblins, ghouls, vampires, werewolves. None of that scares me. But the mere thought of a grey alien just like sends shivers through me.
Is it the fact that they're grey, or is it?
No, it's not a racist thing. I'm not racist. No, it's just, I don't know. It's just, can you imagine just waking up in the middle of the night and there just being one like a few foot away from you?
Yeah. Although, they're meant to be quite small in stature, aren't they, as well?
I think, well, there's 2 types. So there's like the little minion ones that are quite small, then there's like the leader ones which are quite tall.
Okay. And which one terrifies you more?
Well, both of them, it's just the face.
So is it the fact that it's that kind of egg-shaped, bald-headed, big-eyed, black-eyed kind of...
I think it's just the emotionlessness. And, like, they're there and they're going to take you and they don't care and you can't reason with them. It's kind of like the reason I'm scared of elephants, because if an elephant wanted to kill you...
It's grey.
It's not a racist thing. Like if an elephant wants to kill you, you can't go, "No, please don't. I have a family," and it's going to go, "Okay, I won't do it." It's just going to do it, you know. And there's no way. But if you have a look, everyone at home, if you have a look up the book Communion by Whitley Strieber, and there's a grey on the front of that, and that's like the epitome.
I remember you've shown me this before.
Yeah.
And you were like, "That's the thing. I can't look at it," is what you told me.
Yeah, it's grim.
But interesting, you've never had a nightmare.
Yeah.
Until tonight.
Oh, God.
Moving forward. So, is there anything you did as your younger self that you look back at and it just makes you cringe?
First 90% of my life, really. I remember at your wedding, actually, I was doing your best man speech, and I had a bit of Dutch courage because I hate speaking in public. I got to the end of it, and I was supposed to say, I've got it written down, actually.
Oh,
I think.
nice.
I've still got it in my notes.
I actually have the memory box with your note that you handed to me after you made that speech.
Oh, yeah.
And your the flower that you wore.
Oh, yeah.
As well. I think
No way.
That's in there too.
I have nothing like that because I got married during COVID.
Yeah, and we couldn't attend,
Yeah,
which was really annoying.
which is a shame.
Yeah, but perhaps one day a reunion.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. So at the end of your speech, I said, may you both share all the happiness, love, and joy in the world for years to come, right? But because I was drunk and I looked up when I said, may you both share all the love, happiness. I looked up, looked down, lost my place, and I couldn't think of a third word, so I said happiness again.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I've got a video of that.
Yeah. You'll see me fluster and then go happiness, love, and happiness.
Never mind. It was a nice day, and I'm sure no one really would have noticed. Everyone had a good drink at that point. Generally,
Yeah. I'm sure no one probably cares.
it's fine. 8th question: what is your guilty pleasure? Oh God.
See, right, I never used to eat a lot of chocolate or sweets and things like that. And then when my wife and I got together, and we were both living in my parents' house for a few months, and she was like, "Hey, why don't we?" I'm going to get real intimate, close to the mic. Why don't we get a tub of Ben and Jerry's and just go sit in the bedroom and watch TV and eat it? And I was like, "Hey, that's naughty." I was like, but yeah, that sounds like a good plan. So, we ate that. And then ever since then, I've just had a huge sweet tooth.
Really?
Yeah.
That instantly switched that.
I have no idea why. Probably I just wasn't used to that amount of sugar, and my body was just like, hey, this is good. So now I have a huge sweet tooth.
Because I do remember, this is a long time. This is before you met your wife, but when we'd be with one of our mutual friends at your parents' house, I remember we used to have Kinder milkshakes and create things like that. And
that's just because those milkshakes were amazing. There was a shop in York. It was called Milk Shack, I think it was. And if you go there, and it's one of them places that add the ice cream and the milk and the sweet of your choice, and it's just amazing. But I mean, whenever I had that in the past, that was only a one-off, and I think, probably shouldn't drink all this, so it's bad for me or whatever. But ever since then, now I'm just like, hey, what's that? 100 crunchies? Get in my mouth.
There was a beautiful one in Scarborough. I'm sure you might remember it.
Yeah.
Shakeaway.
Yeah, I remember that.
And when I went to the US, there was it Shake Shack? Can't remember. But that was also really, really nice. So yeah, hey, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
No judgment here. Nice.
Well, I'm trying to be good.
I'd love if there was a sound of a rapper.
I probably actually have got some sweet wrappers in my back pocket.
Trying to be good, and he pulls out all these sweets.
The bounty wrapper.
Nice.
Anyway.
Okay, so number 9. Mm-hmm. Let's imagine that a genie grants you the ability to have an infinite amount of one item, but it's not money.
Okay.
What is it?
Butt plug. No.
Sausages.
You can feed yourself and have fun. Infinite amount of something. See, I could say a lot of things. I could say drum kits, or I could say cymbals, or I could say cards. But then what would I do with an infinite amount of them? I mean, would they be helpful for 10 minutes? Chocolate?
You just can't stop pulling sweet wrappers out of your pocket.
I'll satiate my sweet tooth. There's sweets coming out my ass.
So what would be your final choice then?
I'm gonna say something right. This would force me to be healthy. I'm gonna say I would like a lifetime supply of cabbages.
Excellent. You are allergic, aren't you?
Yeah, I am allergic to cabbages, but I'm hoping that the extreme exposure will help me overcome it.
You never know.
Yeah.
And final question.
Oh.
I think this is one that probably people would ask quite a lot, but if you won the lottery, and we mean a lot of money, what would you do first?
Move to Barbados, ditch this life, and go into hiding.
Block me.
No, I would, if I won a lot of money, I am one of these people that I always say, I'd live modestly, because I have a house, and I can live here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what I'd do with a mansion. I mean, I hate cleaning this house, so if I had something bigger, I'd only hate it more, probably. I'd probably buy a new car, because the one I have is getting a bit rickety. And then I'd probably do something musical, like buy a place and make it a studio.
Nice. Yeah, I like the idea.
And then turn that into a business and then employ all my friends, because most of my friends are musical.
I would love that. I'd probably do something similar as well.
Yeah, well, we should buy each other lottery tickets.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, no Christmas presents this year. We'll just...
Thousands of lottery tickets.
Okay, so out of that, we've got summarising Ian for the viewers.
Okay.
So we've got card collecting, uni finishing, drum regimented, alien hating, grey racist, chocolate loving, cabbage guy.
Cabbage guy. Fantastic. I should probably do the same for you then. We've got what... I'm trying to think of your answers
Thanks
now.
so much.
Yeah. Man.
Jordan.
Logic loving, extreme dictator, sausage stuffing, guitar card man.
I'll take it.
Jordan in a nutshell.
I still can't get over that you've never had a nightmare.
Why?
That baffles me.
No?
Can you lucid dream?
Kind of.
Okay.
I can't get to the point where I'm in a dream and I'm aware, but like when I fall asleep, I'm always aware I'm asleep. Like I can feel the second that my muscles go like relax, and then
Did they make that sound?
Yep, that's me powering down. But I remember once I had this dream. I was asleep on my parents' sofa, and I was just laying down with my eyes shut. And then all of a sudden, like, I could see myself in this, like, really green, like, lush, like, park.
Okay.
And if I moved my head on the sofa to the left, like, my vision moved in the actual dream. And I was like, this is crazy. And then ever since then, I've tried to do that again. So all I need to do is, like, sort of stay still. And then I can feel the minute, like, my body goes, like, the muscles relax. And, like, I know I could then move again, but I just have to try and stay still. And then I have, like, a little bit of a weird dream, but then I fully fall asleep.
Okay.
So it's not as if I can get into a dream and then actually control it.
Interesting. See, I can sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And I've only kind of recently found out that's not a normal thing generally.
Yeah.
The reason I think about this now is there's a bit of a craze lately. I don't know if you've come across it, where people who can lucid dream have said or made comments that in these dreams that they know they can control, they know that they're dreaming, they know what they're doing in this dream, that there are no clocks or
Yeah.
the concept of time.
Is this where you're supposed to ask somebody what the time is?
Yeah. And anyone that's not aware, so if you're in this dream where you're controlling it and you're with, the other people that you're with in this dream, you ask them, do you know what time it is, or what year are we in, and all this kind of stuff. And apparently it turns into a real nightmare.
Oh, right.
Like, I've heard people say that the person that they're talking to, when they're lucid dreaming, their face changes and it becomes like a nightmare, and it makes them wake up.
Right.
There's some theories over why that is, but it's just a bit weird, and I've never had the courage to do it.
Maybe that's something we could delve into, and you can do a reconnaissance mission, go into one of your dreams and just ask everyone, just run down the street, like grabbing people by the collars. What time is it?
So it's like, that no one has like a watch on their arm, or if there is a clock, it's got no hands on it. There's just no sense of time, and it's almost like as soon as that you let out that you're
conscious,
conscious and aware of that, they sort of want to kick you out. It's weird, but yeah.
I wonder what would happen if in one of these dreams, where if you saw a clock with no hands on it, if you went up and like drew the time, with like a marker or something like that,
burst into flames. Hey, you might have a lucid dream tonight of an alien.
Possibly. I mean, I doubt it. I have a plan, by the way, of what I'm going to do if I'm ever abducted by aliens.
Okay.
Right, so this is my plan. For the first half hour, I'm going to cry in the corner, right? And then I'm probably going to, like, poop myself a lot. So after the half an hour, when my face is soggy and I'm sat on a 3 meter high pile of poo, I'm gonna get myself together. I'm gonna stand up, slide down the poop, march up to the aliens, and I'm gonna be like, right, guys, on Earth, right, we've got all these horrible diseases and that. give me the Cure, right? Figure it out, because, they're advanced, obviously. So I'm going to like, figure it out for me, and I will give you Jordan. And they'll go, flip about did it beep, which means, good deal, pal.
Sausage.
Yeah, it comes with free sausages.
Nice. I don't like your plan.
Why?
There's something about it that doesn't sit well with me.
Well, you're not scared of aliens, are you?
I might be if they abduct me.
Well, you won't know. You'll just wake up in another world. You might think it's a lucid dream.
There's no clocks.
Don't ask them the time.
Yeah, that's weird. I want to say that we'll be both okay and not really have to worry about that.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, I feel like these are topics for another day, but yesterday I watched a video of an interview 4 years old of Bob Lazar. And
yeah.
I'd never seen it before. It was at some basically UFO convention, effectively, talking for an hour and a half about his experience. And he had a whiteboard and he was drawing diagrams and things like that.
Right.
It was really interesting. But yeah, I feel like that's a topic to delve into in
There's
the future.
a lot of stuff we could talk about with that. Yeah, I think we're probably going to go into a lot of paranormal stuff.
Works for me.
Yeah, a lot of paranormal, a lot of cards, a lot of music.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just to kind of wrap up, I get it's all in the trailer, but it's just what we find fun, and if someone else enjoys that kind of thing too, listening on the ride and yeah, just have a laugh with us. At the moment, we're recording this from our own homes, aren't we? So we're not actually together in person, although sometimes we plan to do that.
Yeah.
Possibly some nights we'll have a cheeky drink and stuff like that, and
I'm sure that'll
be
get
sat
fun.
next to each other.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will.
I'll bring the sausages.
And so hopefully, if everyone enjoys the journey, we'll carry on and see where it goes. Really,
absolutely. Right, Jordan. So, just to wrap up this episode, then, I've just got some song lyrics for you. Right, so I'm going to speak the lyrics to you, and I want you to try and tell me who the band is or what the song is. Okay. I have a load written down, but I'm going to cherry pick them. Okay, so the first one, I think I told you this earlier, so you can remember. So the lyric is, what else could I say? Everybody is gay.
Nirvana.
Well done. Can you remember the song?
No.
It's All Apologies.
I apologise.
Okay, right, so this one you won't know. Right, so take my thong off and my ass go boom.
Everyone an army.
Look that band up for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah, that's Ian's band. Do check them out. They're very good. Everyone an army. That's not and.
Yes.
An army.
Thank you for clarifying, because...
yeah, I have no idea.
You don't recognise that, no?
No.
Well, it's obviously Missy Elliott.
What's the lyric?
Take my thong off and my ass go boom. It's like a
brilliant
bomb. Yeah, the song is "Work It" for anyone out there.
Okay.
This is just a strange one. You might know who this is. So it's "Get a house in Devon, drink cider from a lemon."
Oh, I feel like I recognise that lyric.
Yeah,
but I couldn't. I have no idea.
It's Feeder, Buck Rogers.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
But I see that lyric, right? It sounds like he's saying drink cider from a lemon, as in the lemon is a cup. But I think what he means is drink cider that has come from a lemon.
Yeah, I get you.
It's just the way it's written is a bit weird.
Yeah, I recognise that, but I wouldn't probably never guess that in a million years.
I was reading the beginning of this and I thought, well, that's not weird. But then the last part of it is, so it's young, black and famous with money hanging out of the anus.
Snoop Dogg.
It's Puff Daddy.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think what it probably means is, you know that saying when people say, "Oh, I've got money coming out my ass,"
yeah,
or money coming out my ears. But the way it's written, money hanging out the anus.
And sausages.
Oh, this one's weird. Keep the blood flowing down to your feet. Brother Lois will be around in a minute with a bucket filled with squirrel meat.
What? That is just ridiculous.
That is... do you know who that is?
No.
It's Prince.
Really?
Super funky califragisexy or something. Super funky califragisexy.
Did you know, actually, that Prince, as a separate topic, apparently he used to record basically all of his own instruments.
I have heard that.
I don't know if it's true. I wasn't there.
We can't ask him.
Well, no. I mean, you could. You just get the Ouija board out. But
yeah, Ouija.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, wouldn't have guessed that.
I can smell dupe.
What's dupe?
Dupe is a aftershave, but on my hood.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't wear dupe though. It's weird.
Okay, that is odd.
Anyway, give me some milk or else go home.
No idea.
That is Bob Dylan, Ballad of a Thin Man.
You're joking.
No?
I'd love if one of these you should have done it as a way of one of these is not true and you completely made it up.
Oh, well, thanks, Captain Hindsight.
Because I would have guessed that.
All right, here's one for you. I don't want to see a ghost. It's the sight that I fear most. I'd rather eat a piece of toast and then watch the evening news.
See, they spoiled it with the news thing. It doesn't rhyme now.
I guess they had to put something in to fit.
Yeah, it's like rhyme zone ran out.
Lost its thesaurus.
No idea.
Desiree, life.
I mean, the fact that these lyrics exist is ridiculous, and the fact that they are from popular songs that are out there.
Yeah, well, the weird thing is, like, they sound fine when you listen to the song, because you might not even know what the lyrics are. But when you read them, like as straight as I am, it just sounds absolutely crazy.
It does. It's like a similar thing that I always remember is, can't remember who it's by though, but that song, We Don't Need No Education,
Yep.
that song. To me, I just find it hilarious. That's a double negative.
Yeah, so you say you do need it.
And actually go back to school.
Yeah. Maybe that's what the elites wanted you to say.
Maybe.
So, it's all propaganda.
Yeah, before I lucid dream and ask about clocks.
Yeah. So this is the last one for you.
Hit me.
You're just another red balloon with a lot of hot gas. Why don't you fuck off?
I'd love it if it was part of Nina's extended mix of 99 red balloons.
Any idea who that is?
No.
That is The Jam, Time for Truth.
And what was the final bit?
So it was, you're just another red balloon with a lot of hot gas. Why don't you fuck off?
I love it. Oh, that was brilliant.
Brilliant.
That was fun.
Fantastic. Okay, well, that wraps it up. Thanks for joining us on the debut episode of Two Guys What's Up. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you join us again next week. Jordan, what have you got coming up next week?
Lots of things.
Brilliant. Come on, entice them all in. Hook them.
Not very much, actually, to be fair. But
I think I'm going to be talking about toasters. Actually, I'm going to be talking about the mating antics of Donald Trump's clone.
It's almost like it's some sort of species.
And that is the end of the episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah, thanks for having us in your ears.
Thank you very much, guys. See you next week. Bye.